What's up, y'all? This is DC. You see me on here dancing, you see me on here doing all this stuff, whatever. But let me get straight to the point here. Release these videos now. First, starting with Carmelo. Or we could start with Cyrus. Show the video of them running and gunning him down and shooting him in the back. Why is Ricky Chow free? Why is he able to walk the street after viciously killing this 14-year-old young man? So they need a retrial with that. And speaking of retrial, why are they not releasing the whole video of Carmelo? They're just showing little clips. They got him saying about what he did. He wouldn't leave him alone or whatever, you know what I mean? So everybody's trying to question that. He said one person, he wasn't jumped. How you coming to assumption that he wasn't jumped when people that seen the video said he was jumped? So y'all need to shut up with that. And they're not releasing the whole video. Why? Because they know that will change things. And I'm going to stand by this, and I'm going to say in your face when that whole video is released, when you see that he was being attacked, he was being jumped, and he did what he had to do, which is self-defense, which y'all do not want to admit to because he killed a white boy. So let's just be honest. Because like I said, if the shoe was on the other foot, this conversation would be very different. Well, he did what he had to do. He had to defend, they had to defend themselves. But number one thing right here, do you know the two brothers were suspended? They shouldn't even have been there. And here they all walking around trying to have all this authority, telling people where they shouldn't be and all this, and y'all sitting there listening to it. But this is the stuff that they don't want you to know. Yes, those two brothers were suspended. Even the one that was unalive, same thing. So you go looking for trouble, you're going to get trouble. Carmelo wasn't looking for no trouble. It was raining out there. Look at the setting at the track meet. Look at the setting, okay? And it's raining out there. That little tent he was trying to be under or whatever, that wasn't theirs to say anything about it. But they're not talking about that. And let the father tell it, oh, they were good boys. They were this and that. If they're anything like you, Mr. Contradiction, Mr. Hypocrite, you couldn't wait to let out your true colors and think you're funny. You're not funny. That's why one of your sons is no longer here, because of what you taught him. And let's talk about this. Let's talk about this case. This sad case where a 1-year-old is shot by police while in the car with his aunt and his mother. You knew that a child was in that car, but yet you still wanted to shoot at the window. But somehow, white folks, not all white folks, but some white folks want to actually justify what that cop did. We still living in racist times, y'all, and it's only getting worse because they think they can say and do anything. No, you can't, because we are not going to put up with it. You put your, back to Carmelo, you put your hands on someone, it's going to be, he warned you. He told you not to touch him, but you did anyways. You and your brother and whoever else is in the mix, we got to see that video. But witnesses that have been in court have already said what they said. That's black, white, whatever. And then they say, we're going to have a jury of his peers. How are you having a jury of his peers when you got all these white people on the taking stand on the jury, you know, all white jury or white judge? They all know each other. They all know the brother, the brother's father's family. They all know each other. So it's no coincidence. You see what happened to the judge. He's what he's being charged for. But all I'm saying is release all 3 of those videos. We need a retrial for the Rick Child and Cyrus case. We need justice for this young man that was brutally murdered by Rick Child, shot in the back. We need justice for him. And we need to get Carmelo out of jail. Because what they're charging him for, he doesn't need to be charged for that. It's self-defense. And they know that. That's why they don't release that video. They will not release that video because they know the truth lies in all of that. And let me say, they have the information of the police officer that murdered this 1-year-old boy, Colin Wiley. So we need justice for him. And there was something that happened in Boston where a suspect decided he wanted to steal a car. As he was stealing the car, he ran over this lady and continued to drive with her. And they tried to get her help. The citizens, they didn't record it. They didn't wow it. They jumped in like they were supposed to. Salute, kudos to them. The sad thing is that the lady did pass away. That's the sad thing. But this happened right in Boston, Mattapan, my city, born and raised. But the citizens kept the suspect until the police showed up. They tried to get her help, but it was too late. But it was a crazy day. It was a crazy day. Juneteenth, all this stuff was going on Juneteenth. But like I said, stop playing with us and release the video for Carmelo. Release the video for Colin Riley. Release the video for Cyrus so that we can move on. Because in all 3 of these cases, people were wrong, but some of them get to walk. And a lot of people don't want you to know the police officer that shot in that car and killed that poor baby. That's all I got to say, man. I'm out.